So we're not just going to keep you cool all year long. We're going to look cool all year long because the design of this is spectacular. You may have seen these out there, other brands, right? You're going to pay $300, $400, $500 for a fan. Well, guess what? A lot of those are just a fan. This is not just a fan. It is a true two-in-one. It is an incredible Hunter quality fan. It's called the HPF520. So it's upper echelon. It's called the ExtremeAir. You'll notice there are no blades. You know what blades are for? Blades are for old-fashioned prop planes, or they put blades inside of a jet engine. Well, this has the turbine built inside that's generating that wind, but at the same time, multi-level air filtration. What is it getting rid of? Dust, pollen, smoke, odors, allergens, pollutants, VOCs like hairspray, stuff like that is all filtered as it comes through here. And guys, I gotta tell you, I feel so much air coming through here, but guess what I don't sense? Any noise. There's no chopping. You don't need blades. The blades and all that, those turbines are inside generating the air. When you have a blade, it does this, right? There's a break in between each time I do that. So the air is not coming out in one solid burst. It's actually choppy. It's what we call it. With this fan, you are going to keep cool. You are going to breathe better air. I mean, none of us would drink a dirty glass of water. None of us would put on a dirty shirt and go to work, right? Well, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Dust, smoke. You don't see smoke until there's so much of it that it's everywhere, but you can smell smoke from a mile away without seeing it. That's how small those particles are. Tracy Rosa is my special guest, chomping at the bit, going, when is he going to shut up so I can come out and I can talk about it? How are you, my dear?
Great. How are you, my friend?
Good to have
Welcome
you here with us.
inside.
So listen, here's what we're doing on the price. It's ridiculous. These type of tower fans, Bladeless technology, $300 every day of the week.
Just a fan.
Just a fan. This is an air purifier, so you got a $150 value there. One of these wonderful Bladeless fans, another $150 value there. You're getting it all, including the filter. And by the way, we have backup filters for down the road. You're getting it at, look at it, $170 off retail. It is $70 off the HSN price, and they kicked in free shipping. Tracy, this is a great deal.
This is a great deal.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a fan. Everyone needs an air purifier, especially this time of year. So why not just get the two-in-one, right? Look at this thing go. Again, powerful. The thing that I love about this unit is the fact that it's not just a fan and an air purifier. It purifies the air, okay? So it pulls the air in from the base. Then that clean, fresh air, which goes through 4 layers of filtration, the most advanced filtration system that Hunter has. That clean air goes through the base, and only clean, fresh air gets pushed out. Guy was right. Those old school fans with all the blades, they just push all the air around, that dirty air around. This is only pushing out clean, fresh air. And this is how it works. Take a look at your screen right now. So like I said, it's gonna grab all that dirty air. It's gonna go through the EcoSilver technology, the pre-filter. The true HEPA filter, getting rid of 99.97% of those particulates, dust, dirt, dander, pollen. Then we have a photocatalyst filter and a UVC light in there. So the two of them are gonna get things out of the air like E. coli, formaldehyde, stuff that you've never really been able to say on air before. So this is gonna be the game changer. That motor right there is going to push that clean, fresh air up the entire unit, and then the dozens of vents inside of this Bladeless fan will then release that clean, fresh air into your room. So instead of moving dirty air around, and listen, the truth of the matter is that the air inside of our home is 50% dirtier than the air outside. Okay, that's just, you know, when that's on a good day. You know? And here's the fact of the matter. Not to be dramatic or anything, but if you do not have an air purifier, the only other way that your air is going to get clean is through your lungs. That's our body's natural filtration system. Think about it. Your lungs, your loved ones' lungs, the grandkids, the kids, the dogs, the pets, all that stuff, that is cleaning and filtering out the air unless you get an air purifier. And like I said, this is the most advanced system that we have. 4 layers of filtration giving you that clean, pure air, and that is what the fan is sending out into the air, not dirty, stinky air.
Anybody out there that is on any kind of a budget needs to invest in this, okay? Listen, if you're a college kid. When Danny was in college, you know, it's the first thing I bought him and his 2 roommates, 300 air purifiers. Yep. And they were just air purifiers. Yep. They weren't fans. They were $99 each. And I'm like, guys, because I knew what that place was going to look like in a month, because the first time they had an apartment. Like. And they loved them. They're like, Dad, and they had a dog there too. Malachi had a dog, one of his roommates. But listen, this is technology that is way beyond what perhaps you're used to. And I would recommend this for young people that are trying to save money, because you can turn the air down, right? Yep. Anybody that wants to save money, if you're a senior, you're trying not to spend as much money every month on that AC, do that as well. But also for seniors, because my mom, when she was with us, we always had air purifiers in the bedroom, in the kitchen, and in her living area, because she, you know, she had a little bit of issue breathing. You need to invest in that. For you naysayers that are saying, wait, a fan is supposed to have blades. When's the last time you got on an airline and you saw blades? You don't see them. It's a jet engine. Similar technology. That turbine is built inside and generates the wind. The wind comes out, but there's no choppiness. So you're getting one smooth flow. There's no breakup. And it cools a room down faster than a regular fan. I know it's not $50 like a cheap, ugly box fan, but look at it. It is gorgeous. I'm gonna go through colors. All right, good idea. If you want sage, last call. Already, I got a little over 100 left in the sage. It's not on oscillation, so I'll turn it and show it to the side there so you can get a good look at it. I love, that's the color gorgeous. I would want. Yeah, it's beautiful. And by the way, easy to clean. Take a towel, wipe it down. Do you ever try to take apart a box fan? Yeah, good luck. 38 screws just to clean 5 blades inside. You don't do it, right? You bring it in, you bang it outside, and then it falls apart. All right, so there it is. Notice down below, we have a remote control right here, and it's magnetic, so you're never gonna lose it. Look, watch. Boop. Never gonna lose that. We also have manual controls down here. So that's sage. Tracy, will you guide me along? Yeah, that is gonna be your taupe. That's a nice color too. Very nice. Very light, kind of brownish gray. Sage is exclusive, and so is our gray. So is gray. Behind there is the black. Obviously black. Sleek, modern, classy. Gray. There's the gray. I actually like, it's either the gray or the sage. I agree. Most of my house is in gray, so I normally would go with gray, but I love the accent of the sage. And then we have it in white, and we're showing you the white in its oscillation mode. I'll slide that one over. And you'll see it is oscillating left and right. Yeah. If you're buying a fan and it doesn't oscillate, take your money and throw it down the drain, because it's you need the air to be moved left to right to cool an entire living room, to get rid of the odors or smell that might be in a room where your pet. I have a crated dog, so her room is not the greatest. I have an air purifier. I don't have a fan. I have a whole 100, the little ones. Yeah. Danny brought it back from college, believe it or not, and it was still running. Okay, true story. I gave all of my oldest daughter Bella, she graduated in 2023, so she's a sophomore in college now. I gave all of her friends air purifiers. Great gift. And at first they were like, great, an air purifier, like mocking me a little bit. You'll thank me down the road. And then when they came back the next year, they were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mrs. Rosa, we love it so much. And then so this is a couple years ago, I had to buy a fan and an air purifier. Well, we launched this last summer, and so Bella now has this in her sorority house, her room in her sorority house, because you need a fan and you need an air purifier. This is one footprint, all right? So this is the thing I want you to see. So remember, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it's gonna pull in the dirty air. This is a smoke wand, okay? Look at how it grabs all of that smoke, right, Guy? It pulls it in. Oh, thank you. Look at that, look at Guy helping me out with the back. That's a professional right there. Yep. Now look up here. That is so cool. None of it is coming out. It doesn't come out. It doesn't come out. So it goes through the whole, the different levels. Yeah. One thing real fast. This right here is your accent light. This is not your UVC light. So we want people to understand that the UVC light is inside of the unit. It's not here, so you're not being exposed to it all the time. That is awesome how that works. And listen, you can go ahead. Here, give it 2 clicks right here. Have fun with that. Watch. Come in close. I'm going to go in the front so you can see. Watch this. The filter's right there. There it is right there, yeah. So look at that. It's sucking right in. And by the way, smoke, one of the hardest particles to get rid of. All right? Tracy, that is awesome. And then nothing, how do I turn it off on the bottom? No, just put it right in my face. It's fine. All right, here's what I'll tell you. If you want sage, I got 100 left, all right? Yeah, I got 90 left in sage. It's free shipping. You know what's funny, Trace? There's a lot of things I never owned until I worked in the shopping business. And I became very aware that I needed them. Yeah. All right? The Hunter was the first, it was the first fan that I ever bought, the first air purifier I ever bought. Because we're going back 20 years. You guys have been here a long time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Hunter is a business that's been around forever. And what they do is, because there's a lot of really good companies out there that have these, but they're very, very expensive. It's good technology, nothing wrong with it. But guess what Hunter also does? Because of that legacy, they are giving you not a 1 or a 2 or a 3, not even a 4, like on my last product, a 5-year warranty.
Oh, wow.
All right? When you give a 5-year warranty on a product that is this incredible and has this much technology, you are standing behind it. So remember, why do I need this? If you burn bacon or you burn popcorn in the microwave, if you have a dog or a cat or whatever, a monkey, I don't care what kind of animal you have, right? And you want to get rid of those odors. If you burn things and you're like, I want to get rid of that, you need this. If you just want to breathe fresh, clean air. I mean, think about it. And Tracy alluded to it before. When you're sick, right? Or if you have allergies, whatever, you blow your nose. You ever look inside that napkin? Yeah, you do. Don't tell me you don't. It's disgusting, right? And what is that? It's dust and pollen and dirt that your body is filtering through your nose or through your mouth. That's why we have hair and little tiny, even in our mouth, we have little tiny hairs, right? To keep things from going into our body. But when you're breathing, all that stuff is going in your lungs. So if you cough something up or you pick something out, you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, what is that? It's all the stuff you should not or should try not to be breathing in. And Tracy, it's out of our control. It's everywhere. We are in pollen season right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can write your name on the front of my car right now because of all the pollen. And listen, I am not a doctor. I am very, you know, I may look like one on TV, or maybe went to school long enough. Let's put it that way. But listen, they're very strict on what we can say when it comes to air purifiers,
Right,
and we cannot
right.
make medical claims.
Nope.
But common sense. Let's talk about it for a second. If dust, dirt, dander, pollen, if those are your irritants, if those are the things that make your eyes water, your
that
nose
makes me
run,
itch. I want to itch just
right?
looking
If
at that.
these are the things that irritate you, Guy, if we could take 99.97% of that stuff out of your environment, then that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Then instead of running to the medicine cabinet, grab this, get it home, give it a shot. Guy was right. This is what we're used to. This is the season, right? Everyone runs to the closet, they grab their fan, their old school box fan, a tall fan, because you want to, you know,
1,
move
2,
it.
3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. You got to unscrew all
Never.
that.
Never.
And then how are you going to clean in between these little ridiculous grates? And by the way, that
Never.
is you coming close. Look at my finger.
Yeah.
Can you guys come in close on my
So
finger?
Darren brought this from the warehouse. I go, don't clean it. Don't clean it. We
I gotta go
want
that way.
to see what it's like.
Look at that.
But here's
Watch,
the
here, I'll
thing.
do it here. Look at that.
This pushes that dirty air
Nasty.
around. There's nothing purifying that air. So that dust, you turn this fan on, that dust goes in your face. You turn this one on, all of the dirty
Why
air
is
back
it
here.
leaning? It's leaning forward.
That's
Look
extra.
at
You
it.
pay extra
Like,
for that.
I'll show it sideways. Look.
Right?
Look how it's leaning
Top
forward.
heavy. It's top heavy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But listen, what do? We get these, we save them for year after year
That's
after
crap.
year. Yeah,
I
and
know.
they get dust on them, they get nasty. You know, we all need a good fan. But your fan at home, if it does not have an air purifier, is pushing the dirty air around. It's pushing it right into your face. Get this home. Get that clean, fresh air. Have that circulate throughout your house.
Feels good.
Instead of this
Well,
stuff.
and if you have allergies,
Yeah.
you probably already have something like this, but you need to get it. I wanted to mention really quickly that I do have extra filters available. You know, months down the road, you want to look at your filter. You can clean them a little bit, but you know, when you get to that point when you want to replace them, you want to make sure you have the right model. We have the cocoa carbon filters and we have the regular filters available. My wonderful producer Jen will put up the item number. You can grab those. It'd be a really, really good time to get these right now. 095179, $49, and you get the value pack, so you get everything. So you're good for a while. All right. You could buy one of these. You could buy one of these. This thing, which is, you know, you see these at the drugstore.
Yeah.
And they're like $50 or 49 bucks.
Are you kidding?
They are garbage.
They are.
And listen, if you're in a pinch and you're on vacation and they don't have a fan, go ahead, go buy that. But when you're home, you want what is, to me, a work of art.
Yeah.
These are gorgeous to look at. Nobody's even going to know that they're a fan of an air purifier. They're super quiet. And remember, you're getting multi-level. Tracy talks about cocoa carbon. That helps with odors. All right, we talk about the silver that is built in. Silver, you know, with like gold and like copper, have those natural properties to get rid of stuff, all right? They really do, which is why, you know, when you get silver fillings or gold fillings, that, you know, that was to help inside your mouth. That is what's in there to help with a lot of the germs and bacteria and stuff that's out there. So you're really getting covered on the big stuff and the stuff you can't see.
Yeah, the
That's
really small
important.
particulates, you know, and again, up to 0.03 microns, which again is smoke, is the hardest thing to clean out of the air, and we can do that. I love this demonstration. We kind of wanted to think outside of the box to show you really how this moves the air and how this unit works. So you'll notice a couple things right here. First, what you're gonna notice is back here, all of these balloons are just staying stagnant. I want you to think of this as your dirty air, all right? If this is an old school fan. So remember, this is not pulling in any of that dirty air. The only air that this is moving is the air that has come through the filtration system. Now, look at this right here. You can see all of those balloons stuck right there, Guy. That shows you the power. Look at that green one.
Yeah, the intake.
Right there. That's the intake. So that intake is pulling in all of those balloons. That air is going through the filtration system. And then only the balloons that are up front and right around there, those are the ones moving. So that goes to show you that it's not just pushing any air out there. It is only pushing the clean and fresh air. And that is the difference of having something like this in your home. Instead of a fan that normally just circulates the nasty air, this is going to clean and scrub the air. And again, this is one of my favorite demonstrations.
I love this.
It shows you how it is sucking in that dirty air. Look at this right here.
And none of it is coming out of the top.
None of it's coming out the top. So it's going through that pre-filter. It's going through that true HEPA filter. It is going through the photocatalyst, working with the UVC light. And look at this.
When you think about it, it's like, because we used to sell water purifiers.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's never just one level.
No.
Because there's different sizes and there's bacteria and all this stuff, and you have to use multi-levels. Normally, you're gonna spend $300 on that. Today, you're not. And remember, we're talking about the health aspects. What about the financial aspect?
Yeah.
You could have this in your living room. And I don't care the size because I know how powerful these are.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll cool an entire living room so that you can lower that air, right? Or raise the level so you don't have to lower it so much down to 65 degrees, and you will save money. This is something that will pay for itself probably in one summer. 3 months, easily. It'll cut your bill down $20, $30 to $40 a month because you're lowering the air. Not only that, you've got to move the air, all right? And you're also getting rid of the crappy stuff that's blowing around. Listen, I'm convinced, you know, I had vocal cord surgery a couple years ago, and my voice was really bad about 3 weeks ago. And I never even thought, it's what's in the air.
Yeah.
It's the pollen. It's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I use it all the time, but I was convinced, I'm like, I never thought of that. Pollen, allergens. What about VOCs? Oh, I don't have VOCs in my home. Do you have any plastic in your house?
Oh yeah, that's the formaldehyde.
Do you have carpeting? Do you spray anything in your house? You know, I came out of the bathroom, I got to spray that guy. Or I'm putting on perfume, whatever. That has those volatile organic compounds. You don't want to breathe those in either. And they float around. They're lifted in the air. I'll say one last thing and I'll give it back to you. No, my house is clean. Here's what I'll tell you to do. Take any pillow on any sofa, walk over to the window where the sun is shining, whack the pillow. Oh, look, it's 4th of July. Look at that. It's all dust, it's dander, it's pet hair, it's all that stuff. When you sit on a couch, you are breathing in everything, or a lot of the stuff that's trapped on that couch. You're releasing it. You can see it like when the sun's shining on a nice day and you see that ray of sun. You wouldn't see the ray of sun if it wasn't dust in there.
Right.
That's what you're breathing in.
Well, that's why the EPA says that the air inside of your home is 50% dirtier than the air outside. Because think of it, you're 100% right, Guy. That dirty air comes into your house and it settles in your house. There's nowhere for it to go. Like outside, we've got wind and all that stuff, you know. That's the difference. You talk about money. I was trying to remember the last time we had an air purifier with this technology. This price. Let alone the fan. And I'm not talking about, you talk money, but I'm just saying, like, when we talk about money, like, to have an air purifier that is this powerful and then a fan this advanced, all in one footprint. And listen, it's 2.5 feet tall. It's not, listen, it looks taller because it's obviously on this table. 2.5 feet tall, all right? 9 inches all the way around.
Here it is.
It's not too big, it's not too bulky. It's gonna fit perfectly. It's gorgeous, it's aesthetically pleasing. You've got a remote control. I'm a sucker for a remote.
And it has a built-in handle. So if you want to move it,
we just keep
and
giving.
by the way, if you can only afford one, you leave it in your living room all day so you can enjoy a nice cool breeze and clean air. And then all you do is you unplug it and bring it into your bedroom.
Yep.
Plug it in there. I mean, if you can get two, that's even better. But obviously, I know we're all on a budget, but that would be great. If you want Sage, I got 3 dozen left.
Yeah.
3 dozen left in Sage. I also love that it comes with a remote control.
Yep.
And I will show you that. I'll hold it in my hand so you can see it.
And everything on the remote control is on the front panel, so you never have to get up from that comfy position. If you're nice and cozy in your bed, you're comfy on the couch, and you just want a little more breeze, or you want it to oscillate, you can do that as well. Here's your on and off switch. This is gonna be your speed, your timer if you want one. If you want it to oscillate, nighttime mode right here, sleep mode, it turns off all the sound, all the lights. Again, 4 layers of filtration. Hunter's been around for 130 years. We know how to move air, we know how to clean air, and we're doing both of it in one footprint. We're giving you everything that you need for the year. It's not just for summer, it's not just for spring. People love fans when you have the heat on. People love fans when you have the AC on. People love fans when you just have the windows open. But why not clean the air first before you move it?
I'm one of those people that sleeps with the fan on all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one of my air purifiers is actually in my bedroom. I turn it on high.
You like the noise?
But you know what's, I love a little back. These are really whisper quiet. You can crank them all the way up and you could get a little bit of that gray noise if you like it. It also has a little ambient night light, which is really, really nice if you need a little light in a space in your bedroom or whatever. And remember, you can move this into, if you have a big kitchen and you're doing Thanksgiving and you're like, I don't want everything to smell, foody, you could do that, all right? It has a timer, so you can turn it on and turn it off, and then automatically it'll turn itself off. I mean, we checked every box you would want in not only a fan, but in an air purifier.
Yep.
And I love the fact that it does double duty. Because a lot of people don't want an air purifier and a fan in the same room. They're like, oh my gosh, it's clutter everywhere. This does both, and it does it in a really beautiful way. Let me go through colors one more time. Tracy's gonna come up with some final thoughts after that. So if you want Sage, I got a little over 2 dozen left in Sage. It comes in white, clean, beautiful, bright. It comes in gray, exclusive to us. By the way, that and the Sage are exclusive. I like this taupe too, kind of blends in with everything. That's the next one to sell out, would be the taupe. I have it in black. Don't do this and buy one of these. I mean, if you're in a pinch and you need a fan in your hotel room, I have no issue with that. If they give you one like this in a hotel room, I have no issue with that, although it's kind of cheap, as you can see. This is just a waste of time. And lastly, if you need to stock up on more of the cocoa carbon filters, we have those available. It's a pack where you get the filters, you get the HEPA filtration, you get all that.